Hello, and what a good quiz we have for you today. 20 questions. Let's begin. Question 1. Where was Jesus baptized? Was it the Sea of Galilee, the Dead Sea, the River Jordan, or the Mediterranean Sea? Easy one to begin with. That's the River Jordan, as described in Matthew chapter 3. Question 2. When Jesus went to a wedding in Cana, what did he do with water? He drank it, turned it into wine, washed the feet of the bride and groom, or gave it to the mother? Of course, that was his first miracle. He turned it into wine in John chapter 2. Question 3. On which day did God create the seas by gathering the waters together? Was it the second day, the third day, the fourth day, or the fifth day? That was the third day, of course, in Genesis chapter 1. Question 4. Which psalm contains the line, "He leads me beside the still waters"? Is that Psalm number 1, Psalm 19, Psalm 23, or Psalm 75? And the most famous of Psalms, Psalm 23. Question 5. Who gave water to the camels of Abraham's servant in answer to his prayer? Was that Rachel, Sarah, Leah, or Rebekah? And that was Rebekah. You'll find it in Genesis chapter 24. Question 6. What kind of water does Jesus discuss with the Samaritan woman at the well? Is it well water, living water, salt water, or fresh water? And that is living water, described in John chapter 4. Question 7. When Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch arrive at some water, what does the eunuch say? Does he say, "Are you thirsty?" Or, "What is there to stop me getting baptized?" Or, "I must stop and wash my feet." Or, "I want to give my animals a drink"? And the Ethiopian wants to get baptized in Acts chapter 8. Question 8. What happened to the person who stepped into the pool of Bethesda after an angel stirred up the water? Was he healed of any illness? Was he taken up into heaven? Was he given the Holy Spirit? Or did he die instantly? And he was healed of any illness, described in John chapter 5. Question 9. What did God tell Moses to do to divide the Red Sea? Was it lift up his hands and shout aloud? Strike the sea with his rod? Walk into the sea and command it to stop? Or lift up his rod and stretch his hand over the sea? And God told Moses to lift up his rod and stretch his hand over the sea, in Exodus chapter 14. Question 10. At the Last Supper, what did Jesus wash? Was it his hands, the disciples' feet, the plates and cups, or the disciples' hands and heads? and he washed their feet. Described in John chapter 13. Question 11. How long did it rain for during the flood that Noah experienced? Was it 150 days and 150 nights, 40 days and 40 nights, 30 days and 30 nights, or 7 days and 7 nights? "40 days and 40 nights" in Genesis chapter 6. Question 12. What item does Gideon ask God to put dew on overnight while the earth around it remained dry? Was it a fleece of wool, a hide from a goat, a linen cloth, or a round cheese? And Gideon asked for dew on a fleece of wool in Judges chapter 6. Question 13. What happened to Gideon's soldiers who lapped the river water like dogs? They won a great battle. They were ambushed by a great army. They were commended, or they were sent home. And the soldiers won a great battle. And that's according to Judges chapter 7. Question 14. Blessed is the one who is like a tree planted by what? Is it a lake, rivers of water, living waters, or the sea? And that is planted by the rivers of water in Jeremiah chapter 17. Question 15. When Paul was shipwrecked on Malta, how many people on the ship drowned? Was it 0, 2, 200, or 275? And nobody drowned. And the story is in Acts chapter 27. Question 16. What was the name of the first Gentile to be baptized? Was it Dorcas, Marcus, Eutychus, or Cornelius? And that was Cornelius in Acts chapter 10. Question 17. What river did Naaman have to wash in 7 times to become clean? Was it the Jordan, the Abana, the Pharpar, or the Euphrates? Naaman had to wash in the Jordan, according to 2 Kings chapter 5. Question 18. 3 of David's mighty men risked their lives to get him a drink of water from where? Was it the well of Bethlehem, the river of Jerusalem, the pool of Siloam, or the lake at Bethany? And that was the well of Bethlehem in 2 Samuel chapter 23. Question 19. What does Job say is poured out like water? Is it his joy, his groanings, his anger, or his praise? And that is his groanings, and you'll find it in Job chapter 3. And question 20. Which 3 things are said to testify and agree about Jesus? Is it the Father, the Son, and the Spirit? The Father, the Word, and the water? The Spirit, the water, and the blood? Or the Father, the water, and the cross? And the three things that agree are the Spirit, the water and the blood, in 1 John chapter 5. So how did you do? I hope we haven't dampened your spirits. Thank you for playing. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.